Hey, what is up, and good morning, everybody. This is David Pendleton. I am starting the qualifying round of the digital tournament. This will be holes number 1, 2, and 3. Feels good to be back for a regular tournament. Looks like everything's up and running pretty nicely this morning. So we're going to go ahead and hop right into it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you hit the subscribe button. I hope everybody likes the content and hits that thumbs up button. Let's go to hole number 1. Now, hole number 1 here, I played a little bit weird, okay? Normally I go for the rough bump on this hole, but today in qualifying, I wanted to get different looks at it and see what would happen if I went right at the pin. I did pick up the eagle. Now, the clubs that I have in my bag is I had a Goliath and I had a runner, okay? Again, just for the rough bump purposes, but I'm not going with the rough bump here today. I'm just going to go straight at the pin. Pretty easy here. We're going to go 4.5 top, 2 bars of side spin to the right. You'll see I move over to the right-hand part of the fairway with my yellow ring touching the rough line, ball guideline going down the top of the fairway. I pull this one at 0% at max with a little bit of curl to the right. Well, actually, I didn't go any curl to the right on this shot, so I apologize. No curl to the right. Now you see here, we get the ball, pretty easy drive, like I said. Now, shot number 2, I did look for the rough bump. Not going to find it here on this angle. Now, if we want to go with a rough bump, we have to be like more down here, right? And the rough bump is always a good option on this hole. I just wanted different looks at it being the qualifying round. Rough bump is good if you drive here, and then of course, you got your straight rough bump here right to the pin. Plays really consistent, but like I said, I was just looking for different looks to see what's out there on this particular course since we haven't had it in a long time now. If you want to try, okay, you can do this, especially extra mile level 9 players or good big topper players. There's going to be a shot here to go down this side, all right? There's going to be a shot to go down that side right there and try to get yourself onto the green. But with it being a qualifying round, I wasn't going to spend the practice tokens necessary to try to do that shot, right? Because you're going to have to avoid water, sand, rough, all that stuff. Okay, now shot number 2, 0% at max. You do see here, I do look to see if there's a rough bump possibility with the katana. There wasn't, so I had to take the shot with my runner at max distance. Just a little bit of backspin, trying to get the ball to the hole. This one plays pretty nicely, like I said. Hole number 1 is a good eagle chance. It's not one of those for sure pickup, but it's always out there for a really good possibility. There we go, dead center for that eagle. That's going to take us to hole number 2, in which people always talk about the way I play hole number 2 on rookie. I play it with the Viper, okay? I don't know what it is about the Viper club on this particular hole. For some reason, for me, it tends to play more consistently than the Sniper. So I always play the Viper. I pick up a hole-in-one, extremely consistent in tournaments on this hole. It's just going to be 5 bars of backspin. You see here? 5 back. No side, navigator ball. We're going to go with the rough bump. You can see here I'm playing the top of the rough. Almost my yellow ring is touching the top of the rough line. %40 at mid. Perfect ball. And you're going to see this thing comes in very nicely for that hole-in-one. Almost too much backspin, but there it is. That'll take us to hole number 3, which is going to be a long par 5. Well, not terribly long. The hardest part about this hole here is the drive. Full top, 1 bar side spin to the right. Back our target up to the plus 10-yard mark, so that way when we do this, we'll be pulling perfectly. We won't be pulling into any overpower. Now, with the drive, you can go overpower like I did. You see that I don't have a lot of overpower here. But this drive has a real skinny fairway. It's typically not great proof, meaning if you hit a great left or a great right, there's a good chance that you'll end up in the rough. Now, you'd rather end up in the rough on the right-hand side because it's much shorter to the green. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to push that drive too hard. That'll take us here for shot number 2. Shot number 2, I'm playing at 0% at mid. Now look at this. We have crosswind blowing from left to right. So when we make our elevation pull here, we're going to be pulling to the left-hand side of the screen. 0% at mid. Keep that in mind. So this is not a big pull. This is also low wind, 2.7 mile per hour. We're basically getting no wind push here as I did line up to the middle of the hole. We're going to miss this thing to the left. Okay, we don't miss it by a lot, but we need to keep that in mind. We're going to have to tweak this shot in order to get this ball to drop. You might even go ahead and add a little bit of right side spin. But again, you know how it is. This is just qualifying round. This is no big deal. The content's going to be there to get you to the next round, and then we'll really focus on dialing in those shots, okay? That's holes 1, 2, and 3, everybody. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you're having a great Monday so far, and I'll see you for the next 3 holes.